So far, we've gone over different techniques with your photograph in order to fill up a couple of the boxes that call for the photo. We've also learned how to make a selection and then use the quick mask to clean up that particular selection in order to create our silhouette. We learned how to transform by scaling it, and to facilitate the whole process, we lowered the opacity on those layers. Now we're going to address the color of these boxes here that says type here. Keep in mind that so far we have constantly been viewing the my favorite template. Let me turn it off for now. Right now that's what we have. We're going to keep the template in view so that we can continue constructing the design. Now, here's how the quickest way to at least apply color in here. And again, keep in mind that using color will be a sure way to integrate all the elements and all the areas in your design. So let's first start by adding a new layer, and I'll call this layer type background. You can call it whatever you want, but I want to, this is going to be the background behind this type box right here. Now I'm going to take my rectangular marquee and draw a rectangle around that box on my new layer, like so. Okay, now in order to fill that, I'm going to go to my color picker by clicking the foreground color right here, and as soon as that comes up, you'll notice that you have an eyedropper. I'm going to go over to my image and I'm going to pick a color on the figure, and as you can see here, it's going to be this brownish tone. And I can click anything I want, but just to show you, you can go around and select a color from anywhere on your master document. I'm going to click OK. Now my new foreground color is that brown. Go to Image, to Edit, Fill, use Content Foreground Color, OK. So now we have applied a color that we got from the photo into this area. Now go Command D and deselect. Next, take your Move tool and let's clone that rectangle. Hold the Option down and drag a clone over to this one here. And as you can see, it gives you a background, type background copy. Now, since we're doing this only as a demonstration, I know that that's my second one. If you want to title that and give it a name that reflects its position on the layout, you may. So right now, we need to just transform this rectangle so it fits into this one here. And by doing for that, all you need to do is Command T or Control T and grab an anchor point and pull the anchor point this way so it fits in like that. Then you hit return. Once more, clone it. So hold the Option, drag this over to here, and it's going to give you another layer. And again, go to Command T to transform it, and then you can take the corner one and stretch it in both directions so that it fits in right there. And as you can see already, it hides that yellow color that was in the original template, and you're now working with a color that's harmonious, that goes well with the image that we're using, the photo that we're using. So I'm going to hit return. That applies the transformation. So I have my 3 type backgrounds in here. So once again, go up to File and hit Save. So we're saving that much. Now the next step the next section, I want to go over the different ways to set type. And let's begin by taking the text tool and drawing a box that's going to be large enough that it's going to be up in this area and will be associated with the silhouette. So I'm just going to draw a box like this here. My cursor is blinking and it's telling me it's going to be 113 points, and it happens to be Bodoni 72 old style. Again, that just was the type that was there before. So I'm going to show you how to vet different typefaces the quickest way. Now let me type in the title of this lesson, Dancer. Now it just so happens that I like that one. I had decided on that after I reviewed other faces. However, there's the Dancer, and notice that the color of Dancer is the color of my foreground color, and the text color is always shown up here. For now, let me show you how you can quickly review different fonts when you're deciding on what to use for your design. So I'm going to select Dancer, and then up here I'm going to point to the top one. Let's just go down. Now if I hit the down arrow, it's going down the list of fonts, and it's showing you in real time what your font's going to look like. And down here you see Acumen Variable Concept, Typewriter, and again, this is entirely up to you what you decide to do as far as the font that you have selected. I'm going to continue going down. I'm using the down arrow to go through the list so I can see what to do. Now, just to give you an idea, I'll go down to Bodoni, which I just did. Okay, here's Bodoni 72 old style. So when you have arrived at a typeface, keep in mind that once you're there, I'll click on this one. Then over here, as well as in the character panel, you can adjust the style of the type. This is book italic. And again, as you learn more about the different typefaces, you'll see some of them offer you more variations in the weight and the style of the type. So we'll keep it book italic for now. As far as the size goes, it's 113 points. Now I want to teach you the best way to adjust the size without having to waste time going up to a menu and selecting different sizes. In order to make it smaller, I'm doing Shift, Command or Control, comma, and it's going to go down. As I tap the comma, it goes down, in this case, 1 point increments. Now if I hold my finger on the comma, it goes down quickly. Now I want to make it bigger. So I'll go Shift, Command or Control, period. And I'll go like this. And here we go bigger. Now it's 120 points. So as you can see, it's a much more interactive way for you to size your type. Now, if the type gets too big, while you have the type selected, you may enlarge the container. And I want to review, at the beginning, I had you draw the container first. Always do that. Don't click your mouse and just start typing with the cursor, because you will not be able to control the container later on. So right now we have Dancer. Now let's place Dancer. I'm going to take my selection tool like that. I'm going to bring Dancer over so that it's going to be somewhere in here with my Dancer, like that. Now this favorite is bothering me, so just to show you, it's not going to look like that. It's going to look this way. So I'm going to have the Dancer up in here. Now it's a little funky looking because you have the Dancer right over the girl, so we'll have to put the silhouette on top of the Dancer. I'm going to move this up here, put it on the top of my stack. So now we have the dancer. The silhouette is here, and the name of it is here. And this is a technique you should, as you play with your design, you should explore overlapping so that you can integrate, you can merge together elements in your design. So let's for now keep it like that. And I'm going to turn on my favorite so I can see the rest of this thing. At this point, I suggest you do File, Save. Next thing, please, I'm going to take you to another document to bring on the other type. So I'm going to click on, not that one, this one right here. And as you can see, I have this type. I did words like jeté and movement and grace. And that would be my secondary words that would fit in a position over here. Now let's go back and let's see how I did that. So I'm going to start by taking my text tool. I'm going to draw a box like that. I'm going to type in the word jeté, and as you can see right off the bat, I can't see it, only because the type is 120 points. So I'm going to go up here and make it 24 points. Let's see what happens. Now let's open this up. There's jeté. Now, the type in designing these different levels of typography, please, you want to go for a contrast so that the information is communicated differently. So this jeté happens to be the same font as this up here. So what I suggest, in order to keep it uniform or consistent, you can select jeté, and let's, instead of doing bold italic, let's make it just bold, like that. Let's even try making it more contrasting, make it book, so it's more delicate. Now that way, this will relate to this one, and then we can decide on what we want to do for the smaller text with another font. In working with different fonts, it's always a good rule of thumb that if you're going to mix fonts, one should be dominant. So in this case, this is the Bedoni 72 Old Style in different styles, and that's good. And then here I would suggest what we'll try to do is we'll do a sans serif typeface. So at this point, I'm going to make it smaller. Shift, Command, comma, and it's going to go down. Okay, so there's 65 points, like that. And then for now, I'm going to keep the color the same. So I'm going to bring jeté over to here, like that. And then in order to do the next word, which I believe was movement, I'm going to take this, hold my finger on the Option key and clone this over, hold the Shift down so it keeps it in line. I let go. Now I copy jeté. Now I'm going to double click the T, select it, and type over movement. Now I'm going with my black arrow, my move tool, and moving this over to here. And then for the last one, I would clone that. Before we run out of time, everybody save this at this point, and I will pick it up after we start the next lesson.